Hey guys, Popo here, bringing you guys my potential Players Cup 3 team. I'm going to be doing a couple of battles against my buddy MisterCold. His links will be down in the description. Make sure to go check out his YouTube and his Twitch. He does tons of Pokemon content as well, and he is actually a really, really good player. So he helped me test this team today. This team I've been working on for a couple of days. I actually started off my Players Cup 3 team with Zapdos, but after talking with a couple of people, it seems like a lot of people are going to be trying to bring Zapdos or some sort of one of the birds, Moltres, Zapdos, or maybe even Articuno. So I wanted something that could maybe counter that, as well as be able to do good against other things. And my mind came to Regirock. So Regirock is very bulky. He has 200 base defense, so he can take hits. Has really good special defense, really good attack, really good HP. And he's slow. So he's really good holding on to the weakness policy. We had Assault Vest here, but the problem is he wasn't doing enough damage. So we're going to change it to the weakness policy. But let us start off at the top here. We got the Torkoal with the Charcoal. He's running Eruption, Heat Wave, Solar Beam, Protect. Solar Beam is subject to change. I think the other two are pretty locked in place. And I like having Protect on Torkoal because people don't expect it for some reason. They always think you're just going to go with Tax the whole time. Next, we have the Venusaur. We got Sleep Powder, Sludge Bomb, Leaf Storm, and Earth Power. There's a chance that we could run the Weather Ball on this since we are running the Sun. And that's really good against Rillaboom, of course. But so is Sludge Bomb and Sludge Bomb Stab. And it's good against Feeny. So I think we might just keep this set. The Sleep, of course, is really, really good. And Venusaur's fast under Chlorophyll, with Chlorophyll under Sun. This is spec to outspeed the Regielekis at max speed, just in case we need to stop them from setting up terrains. We can either Sleep Powder them or Earth Power them. If we think they have the Focus Sash, definitely going to go with the Sleep Powder. If we think that they're going just straight out, let's go, we're going to Earth Power them every single time, or even max Quake them, so we can get that boost to our special defense. Next we have the Regirock. We got Stomping Tantrum, Rock Slide, Drain Punch, Iron Head. He has really good coverage and moves. All these moves give a nice buff to him as well. Stomping Tantrum buffs his special defense. Iron Head buffs his defense. Drain Punch buffs his physical attack. And Rock Slide also boosts his special defense by putting up the sand. So Regirock's able to just help himself. He has that clear body, so he can't be intimidated, which is really, really nice. And with weakness policy, his only real weakness is going to be burn, right? So as long as we have a way to work around burn, which we have a couple here, we got Indeedee and Feeny, so we can keep him safe pretty well. And the next Pokemon might surprise a lot of people, but we got Slowking, and we have Muddy Water, Trick Room, Yawn, and Bulldoze. So Bulldoze is going to help us set off Regirock's weakness policy, which is really, really good because it only does about 14 damage, which is incredible, and that's when he's maxed, of course. And it's not going to lower his speed, which is okay in most situations, especially if you're facing against faster teams anyways. And it's actually pretty okay if you are facing slower teams like later on when you don't have Trick Room up or something like that. You're able to do that. But we also have Yawn, so we can put things to sleep. Really good on Dynamax Pokemon. People aren't expecting Slowking to yawn. They're not expecting Slowking, right? So when you can bring out a Slowking, it has a lot more utility than what I have here, but this is the set I'm trying out right now. I had a different set without the Bulldoze, and Muddy Water is also subject to change, but being able to lower that accuracy to keep your Regirock alive is really good as well. Next we have Indeedee. We have Expanding Force, Helping Hand, Follow Me, Mystical Fire. Mystical Fire is really good with the Torkoal next to it because it actually does quite a bit of damage. You can use that into Steel-type Pokemon, or even Pokemon that have high special attacks, like something like Tapu Fini, where you can have the Sun up, plus Mystical Fire onto a Fini. Its Muddy Water is not going to do much, right? So I think Mystical Fire is really good. Helping Hand is going to help things like Torkoal. If Trick Room's up, and Follow Me, of course, you can use that to set up the Trick Room, get Eruptions off, Sleep Powders off, Calm Minds, whatever you need, really. That Follow Me is going to really, really help you out. And then we got the Feeny, which is a late addition to the team. We have the Citrus Berry on it right now. We might put a 33% Berry on it, but I'm not sure yet. Then we got the Muddy Water, Calm Mind, Protect, Moonblast. Very standard. I just wanted to try it with the Feeny to see how it works with the Regirock, and it seems to be pretty decent, but having two Pokemon that are water types with the fire, you know, it might not be the best. So Slow King might go, but I do also like Slow King's utility here, so it's going to be a kind of a toss-up at the end of the day what's going to happen. But yeah, so that's the team. We're going to go and play a best-of-3 series against MisterCold. I have that right here. So we're going to start that. So MisterCold, excuse me, is running a team I've seen. He's been working on this team for about a month now. I think he's going to do pretty well in the Players' Cup. But I know he likes to max the Celestial. That's his main target. His secondary target is the Nihilego, but he usually brings them together anyways, just in case one gets knocked out. So yeah, we're just gonna go for Trick Room stuff, right? We're gonna try to set up the Indeedee plus the Slow King, and then we're gonna have the Regirock and the Torkoal in the back. Torkoal is very good against his team. It kills a lot of it, so that's gonna help us throughout the whole game. Kind of control the board. And if we can get some burns even on the special attackers, that's also always going to be a plus. But we're going to focus on getting that Trick Room up right away. Because if we can get that Trick Room up, the Regirock's going to have a good day, and so is the Torkoal. As well as be able to get off those Muddy Waters like we talked about. And he's going to go Celesteela Incineroar. This is really good for us, because of course we have that Psychic Terrain, so he can't fake us out. We can't be taunted. He might max, but he can't really do too much damage, especially to the Slow King with either of these Pokemon. Because he has Snarl, which is going to be his best move on the Incineroar to do damage to us, because, you know, Flare Blitz isn't going to do much. So I know I can just go for a kind of free Mystical Fire Trick Room here. I thought about going for the Yawn on the Celesteela, thinking he might max first turn, but then I reconsidered and said he might not be maxing on the first turn, and therefore I should just go for the Trick Room, so I can have the Trick Room up, and then I can Yawn on the subsequent turns, and not have to worry about it at all, really. I was going to say not much, but yeah, and I predicted it right. He actually does just go for the Flash Cannon. And we do get the Mystical Fire off without getting hit by a Snarl. So we're going to do pretty decent damage there. I mean, that's about 15-20% almost. He is going to get the Snarl off. And look, Slow King kind of eats that up. Slow King is very bulky. I know Incineroar doesn't have the best special attack, but still. Snarl usually does pretty good damage when it's hitting is super effective. We're going to get some Leftovers Recovery. This is a subject to change item as well. We might change it to Electric Resist Berry. So yeah, we're just going to go with the... let's see. I think we actually end up going Follow Me, yeah. I think we go Follow Me, and then we end up switching into the Regirock here. And the reason to do this is because there's a extremely good chance he's going to go with Snarl again, and there's a pretty good chance that he's going to max. Or switch. So my suggestion is that he's going to, like, what I'm thinking is that he's either going to max and go for a max either Quake or another Steel Spike, which is going to give him a little bit of boost, or he's going to switch in the Nihilego. And he doesn't switch, and he doesn't max, so that's even better for us. Because he's going to get off Snarl. Snarl does okay damage. We're fine with that. It's not a huge deal, but he is going to get the Flash Cannon off, and I'm like, please kill, please kill, please kill, please kill. We survive with 12. So, I have two options here. I can go Mystical Fire, but it's -2, or I can go Helping Hands into Regirock and go for the max Rockfall onto the Incineroar. And I figure what this will allow us to do is either the Indeedee dies here from another Flash Cannon, or he maxes and he max Steel Spikes into Regirock. And either way, those are really good options for us. Because it's going to give us our Weakness Policy boost, which we're already going to kill the Incineroar here. There's no way Incineroar is surviving this. And even though he is boosted, he will be defensively boosted. We'll get a +2, and so we'll be able to do pretty good damage back to the Celesteela. But if he kills the Indeedee, then we're going to get a free switch into Torkoal. So once again, either way is fantastic for us. So we do get the helping hand off, and of course we are slower. We actually, this is a min speed Regirock. It took me 8 encounters to get it, and I'm actually really proud of that because I was willing to grind out all day yesterday. But we got it in 8 encounters, so I was very excited. So yep, we take out the Incineroar. I was half expecting a switch there as well. Max Ground was an option, but we definitely wanted to get the Sand up so that way we could be more bulky against the Celesteela. Because the higher of our special defense, the better we're going to do against Celesteela. Of course, he was -1, so now he's going to go to neutral, which is perfectly fine. Because we are a Regirock and we bolt damage. So I do send out the Torkoal. And with that, he sends out the Urshifu. And I'm thinking, okay, what does Urshifu do here? And once again, the Sandstorm was just in case he attacked us that turn. So we wanted to make sure that we could survive that. But I'm very confused here. And I'm just going to go for what I think is going to kill the Celesteela, which is going to be an Eruption, which I know is going to kill the Urshifu. So I'm figuring he's going to switch into something, and I don't know what, but he actually goes for the Sucker Punch, forgetting the Psychic Terrain was up. To be fair, it was pretty late at where he is. It was like 9 o'clock, and he had worked all day, so you can't blame people sometimes. But yeah, so he goes in that, and then we get the Max Rock Fall Off, which this +1 Celesteela does survive. Celesteela is pretty bulky, to be fair. Unfortunately, we do not get the kill there. Though we still have the Torkoal. I expect the Max move into the Torkoal, but he actually goes for the Steel Spike into the Regirock. We take that pretty good. Could have taken it better, honestly, but we'll take those because that's going to give us our weakness policy, and we still have the Torkoal, which is going to outspeed the Celesteela here. Excuse me. His Celesteela is Assault Vest. That's why the Eruption didn't do super tons of damage. We start making a couple of play mistakes here because I'm overthinking things. I just check how many turns of Trick Room. This is the last turn of Trick Room, so I want to make it the most worth it as I can. And here, I should have actually went Max Ground, but for some reason I picked Max Steel Spike. The Max Ground, of course, would have given us +1 special defense against Nihilego. But instead we're going to have a +0. We're going to get the Eruption off. Of course, this is going to kill the Celesteela because it's probably like 20 HP, something like that. And we are going to get the Steel Spike off. He does have the Sand boost, which would help his special defense, but he also is protecting. So this Steel Spike is going to come out and do 60% through protect, which is kind of insane. Once again, I just wish it was Max Ground because therefore I would have gotten the boost. Special defense boost. I don't need the defense boost. And after I clicked it, I was like, oh, why did I do that? Because now that gives him an opportunity to come back. So our max is going to end. He doesn't have a max anymore either. So it's right now it's a 3v1. And we are going to protect for some reason. We should have just doubled here. Because even if he targets the Torkoal with the beam, it'll kill. But I forgot that he gave this thing Grass Knot as well, which didn't help. And Regirock is really heavy, so he's going to take the max damage from that and go down. Yeah. And he's going to get the Beast Boost, and this is where I'm like, okay. Well, he has the Special Defense boost. His Special Defense is already really decent. Can I even kill this Nihilego? And I told him that. I was like, I don't think it's GG, because we said GG early, and I was like, wait, I don't think this is GG now. This is where I'm typing right here. I was like, I think you still have an opportunity here. Because if you think about the Nihilego has about 40% life, maybe 35. But because of the sand, it's boosted. So I have Muddy Water. So excuse me. I'm losing my voice, I think. So my plays here are Trick Room and Eruption or Heat Wave, I mean. Or I can just go Heat Wave, Muddy Water. Because I don't know if he can kill my Slow King Um, but yeah, he doesn't go with the Meteor Beam. I wonder, I know the Meteor Beam would have killed me there because he would have been +2. So I think the Meteor Beam was the play there. And then he could have taken on the Torkoal 1v1. I think he wanted to save the Meteor Beam for the Torkoal. So we were able to take game 1. So ended up being a really good game because I thought I was just going to straight out win. Going into game 2, I just want to try a different like lead and setup and everything like that just to see how it does. Excuse me, man, I think I'm dying, guys. This is it. It's from talking too much from on stream and in real life. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for a little bit different like setup and lead here. Like I said, just to test. I want to see what it's gonna do. I don't think he's gonna bring the Incineroar game 2, so I'm gonna bring the Whimsicott, Torkoal, Venusaur, and Tapu Fini. I think that bringing the Tapu Fini was kind of a mistake here. I think bringing the Regirock would have been better, but I decided to go with the Tapu Fini instead, and I lock it in. I also thought about going with the Venusaur first. Venusaur plus the Indeedee, which is actually a really good lead because you can just put things to sleep right away. And you can follow me, or you can Expanding Force. But yeah, he is going to lead the Celesteela Incineroar again. So I was like, oh, man, I was hoping he was going to bring the Incineroar in the back, because Incineroar doesn't do anything to the Regirock. And yeah, so here we are, and this is pretty bad for us because we know we do nothing. He could Snarl faster than we can get our eruptions off. And we only have special attackers, so we're gonna not really enjoy the snarls that are gonna come out from this beast of a Pokemon. So what can we do here, right? We're kind of in a weird spot. We could Helping Hand. We're just gonna go for the Follow Me because I think he is gonna max turn 1. And I'm going to just go for the Eruption. I figure the Snarl's probably gonna do about, I don't know, 15% maybe, so it'll still be higher than going for a Heat Wave. So I just go with the Eruption. He does max, and I figure he's just gonna go for a max Steel Spike here, thinking I have the Regirock in the back, which I don't, because he wants to make sure his Incineroar can live another one of those max Rock Falls. So yep, there goes that, and he goes with the max Rock Fall, which surprised me, because if I would have switched in Regirock here, I would have been in really, really good position, as well as that not really giving him too much of a boost, right? I know he wants to get rid of the weather, but we saw how much the Eruption on Hindered or anything did to the Celesteela when it was maxed last time in the sun. So I wouldn't have worried too much about it because we're going to get it off and it's only going to do about 15%. It's not going to do anything. Incineroar took pretty much nothing. Of course, that was -1, so I guess it would have did about, what, 25% maybe. So, I mean, it would have been a little bit of an increase, but here we are actually going to just go for another Follow Me, and we are going to switch out into the Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is just going to give us the ability to go for Muddy Waters, or we can Calm Mind if we need to. This Incineroar is a big deal against us at the moment. And at the same time, we do want the Indeedee to actually go down here. Because if Indeedee goes down, we're going to be in a pretty good position. We can also still Sleep Powder the Celesteela, which is a big deal. We cannot Sleep Powder the Incineroar, however, because of the terrain. Adversely, we could have switched out the Indeedee as well. Sorry if I ever call it Whimsicott. It's because its name is German, and or French, I mean, and it starts with a W, and when I look at it, it says Whimsicott to me. But yeah, the Indeedee is going to go down. He's going to get the +1 boost, so this is going to be a +1 Celesteela at this point. Incineroar is going to get that Snarl off, which is going to do quite a bit of damage to a Fini, of course, but that's because it was a crit. And he's going to get that special attack drop. So Fini's going to get hit by the sand. That's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Incineroar is going to go down to about 15%. I know he has the berry on this, so I don't want it to get into that almost red health, so he doesn't gain that 33% back. So here we're just going to go with the sleep powder, and we are going to we're thinking about going for the Calm Mind, but the Muddy Water is just the better play, only because we can't put the Incineroar to sleep. So I know that the Incineroar is always going to be able to Snarl, which is going to be bad for us. We do hit the sleep powder on the Celesteela, which was fortunate. We do want to max this Venusaur. So our goal is to try to keep this Venusaur alive for this turn. So we want to hit with the Incineroar with the Muddy Water, hope for the drop. We do get the drop just in case he does go for the Flare Blitz into the Venusaur. And he does go for the Flare Blitz, and he does hit the Venusaur, unfortunately. And more times than not, this is going to kill. So Venusaur does go down. I did put the Celesteela to sleep, so it did some good work. But the Incineroar is going to hit himself hard enough to put him into berry range. Which is unfortunate because he's pretty much going to go back up to where he just was. So he pretty much lost nothing for that. Just a little bit less, and even with... it was just a little bit too much. But now we're down to Feeny and Torkoal, and he still has 4, so this isn't looking super great for us. But we get the drought up. I say GG to him after I send this out. Because this is not looking the best for us at all. His max is going to end. We're going to go for the Heat Wave because I know he's going to go for the Snarl. So it's going to put us in a position where Heat Wave would just do about the same amount of damage. We are going to go for the Muddy Water, however. We want to be able to hit both of these, maybe lower their accuracies is going to be our biggest chance of obtaining victory here. The Celesteela does stay asleep for the second turn, which is nice. The Muddy Water does hit both of them. But the sun is out now, so it's going to do significantly less. Incineroar does go with the Snarl, but Torkoal with the Avoid kind of feels bad because I wish I would have went with the Eruption now. But it is what it is. The Heat Wave is going to come out, and it is going to be able to pick up the Celesteela because it is not maxed. When it is maxed, it takes way more. And Incineroar is going to go down to a spot where it's going to be kind of in a rough shape as well. But he can still keep clicking that Snarl, and we can't really do too much about it. I'm surprised he hasn't switched out the Incineroar, honestly, because I feel like if he could have pivoted the Incineroar maybe with a Parting Shot on that turn, it could have been better. But we're just going to click the Heat Wave again, and we are going to think about clicking the Calm Mind. But at the end of the day, Muddy Water is going to be the play every single time, so we do click that again. And I figure here he's going to go for the Parting Shot, and he can't Spore, so he's going to go for the Sludge Bomb, or I think he has Pollen Puff. I can't remember exactly what move he has on this Amoonguss, but I know he's going to go for one of those. He might go for the heal on his Incineroar, so we want to try to kill the Amoonguss, but the Amoonguss goes for the Protect, which is actually a pretty smart play here. And we are going to go for the Muddy Water, which is going to hit the Incineroar. But once again, since the sun is up, Incineroar doesn't take too much. He's going to go down to about 10% life. And Snarl, that's going to make -3 Feeny, and that's going to be a -1 Torkoal now. But the sun is up, so it kind of negates that -1, which is really nice. So we do get the Heat Wave off, and of course we hit into the Protect. But we also miss the Incineroar, so... that's not great for us. What we have to do now is we got to max for sure, because this is the last turn that he can't put us to sleep. So we're going to have to max to try to kill this Amoonguss, because he is faster than our Torkoal. So we want to be able to take advantage of that terrain boost that we have. Because without being able to do this, we're not going to be able to kill the Amoonguss. And we need this Moonblast to kill as well. To put us in a position to, even if he has Focus Sash on the Amoonguss, which I don't remember what item he actually has on there, but if he does have the Focus Sash on the Amoonguss, at least I can get the Muddy Water off next turn and be able to take it out. But if he goes for the Double Protect and gets Double Protect, I pretty much lose here, I'm pretty sure. So it's kind of a dicey situation. So we do get the Moonblast off into that Incineroar. Incineroar is going to go down, so we got really lucky there. That's a -3 Moonblast. Still does a lot. He does go for the Pollen Puff on his own Incineroar. So yeah, that worked out really well for us because we are able to take out the Moongus. Here he said, "GG, you win," because once again, it looked like I was going to lose that one, right? My Dynamax target was dead. What I wanted to do was dead. He kept snarling, which kind of broke down our guys, but he still has an Urshifu. And Urshifu close combat into Torkoal kills, I would say. But can he really risk that? Because if he gets stuck into the Wicked Blow or into the close combat, I don't think he can kill the Feeny. And we have to use that to our advantage as well. So what I have to do, I am doing is protecting the Torkoal and just going with the Moonblast, which could be super risky. I know he's choice banded, so he's gonna have to go into something. He goes Poison Jab, and my heart dropped because I thought he went to the Feeny, which would probably killed the Feeny. But he actually goes into the Torkoal, so I do hit the Urshifu, leave him at 1 HP, unfortunately. And yeah, that's I said GG back right there because he can't hit both of us and he's stuck in Poison Jab. So we're going to be able to clean up right there. And yeah, the team worked well. And this is like I wouldn't really bring this set too often, like this combination of Pokemon, because I don't think it's super great, but it is an option, right? If they're really weak to fire, the DD plus the Torkoal is really good. Slowking is really good. I just overall really enjoy this team at the moment. Will it be my Players Cup 3 team? I don't know. You're going to have to come by Friday to find out. Make sure you guys go check out my Twitch in the Underbar. We're doing a lot of fun things over there with predictions and all the channel points and stuff like that. So come and be involved. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you check out MisterCold. Also links down below. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.